Welcome back. If one of your New Year's goals is to update your living space, don't be afraid of color. This year, deep blues and jewel tones are in.
Interior designer Paul Brockman is here with ways we can incorporate these trends into our homes easily. Happy New Year. Welcome back.
Happy New Year.
I love, love, love the Pantone color. I mean, it just like, even just a little piece, you can pop it in and you don't have to spend a ton, right?
Absolutely. And it's interesting, you know, Pantone picks this color every year. They pick the color of the year, and I just randomly started showing it to some friends of mine this week. And, you know, the overall gut reaction was, I like this color.
Yeah, it's like a happy blue.
Yeah.
It's also
really
very
nice.
approachable too, because in years past when the color of the year has been coral or, you know, these other colors that are a little farther away from our regular palettes, it seems like this is a color that a lot of us already have in our homes.
Right. It's a really accessible color, and it's not navy, it's not steel blue. It's Pantone says it's, you know, they designed, or they picked the color to mimic sort of the night sky.
Okay.
And in our hectic lives, it's sort of a peaceful, you know, blue to bring into your home, into your life. So I like it.
It's a beautiful shade, and you say it's everywhere from luggage to lighting, wallpaper, but just something simple like this with the glassware and a planter or just even the tray.
Right, and I got all this from Wisteria, which we are so lucky to now finally have a Wisteria store in Houston.
Oh yeah, we're big fans.
Not just from the catalog anymore, but no, you'll start seeing this color pop up everywhere. I was telling your producer that this morning in my my email feed, everything was this color.
Right.
From like luggage to lighting to, you know, some housewares. So you're going to start seeing it everywhere. And it's a great color. And like I say, with all these trends, you don't have to follow it exactly. If you like blue, pick a shade of blue. It's a great inspiration. It's a great reason to bring a color into your home.
We're going to get into painting some furniture a little later on in this segment. But in the meantime, if someone's interested in incorporating this color, you're saying that they could do so just by adding these accent pieces.
Oh, right. I mean, you don't have to paint, you know, a wall color or anything like that. Just pick something and add it to your existing decor. So like a tray, you know, a nice box, a vase. I found this great floor vase that's not, you know, the entire color. It's got a stripe in it, so, you know, there's lots of different ways you can bring it into your home.
And you're just adding in. It's not anything like a couch or something that it's a big purchase. It's just these little pieces that are great. But if you do have a piece of furniture that you want to update, something like this chair, right?
Well, yeah, and I brought this chair in just to illustrate the color. You know, this is the color that they call classic blue. And one of the things that we did, this is a very accessible price, you know, point chair. And what we did, my partner and I, we added these little gold feet to the bottom of the chair.
Just a nice little accent.
Yeah, just to elevate it. I was telling him, I said, you know, this chair needs something to kind of make it pop. And so he said, well, you know, I've got this special, it's a sign sticker that is metallic, and he said, I'll cut a piece, and so we added gold feet to
It's
it.
unbelievable, and so it looks like you purchased it like that.
It's gold metallic tape that you put strips on the bottom of those legs. That's
fantastic.
Genius.
Yeah, so just a little, I mean, and anyone can do that, and it just instantly, I think, elevated that chair to another level.
Okay, let's
fun.
move on over to the kitchen area, because you've done something that I think is really clever. You've taken a nightstand and given it sort of a contemporary flair. A lot of people may have something like this that has been passed down through their generations, or maybe you're just looking for something you can find at an antique shop.
Well, this is also a trend for 2020. We've learned that a lot of millennials and Gen Z people, they're just not into the disposable culture. So they're looking for furniture that they can, that has some quality to it. And so a good way to, you know, incorporate that into your home is to get an existing piece and redo it. So I went to an estate sale. I found these end tables. They are probably 50 years old. They've got some nice Carrara marble inlays in them. And then what we did is we took some simple, you know, things that you can get your home improvement store, paint. This is just spray paint and and some metallic paint. And what we did is we just literally redid the entire piece by paint.
Look at that.
That is really unbelievable.
Jaws are dropping in our studio right now. Look at that before and after. So how did you prep the wood, Paul? Did you have to sand it down?
And I want to make this very clear that we did this ourselves. So this is definitely a DIY project. And all you really need is you need some steel wool, and all that does is just rough up the existing finish.
Okay.
You want to clean it. You want to use some alcohol to really get off the finish a little bit, and then wear a mask, read the instructions, of course. We spray painted this with a high gloss paint. Wear a mask, of course, do it outside on a not windy day is helpful. And then I think this took us 2 hours.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And
So
we
cool.
even we didn't even update the hardware other than spray paint it.
Right. Oh, you
So
just spray paint it gold.
Yeah, so like this is the same exact hardware, and this metallic.
And the spray paint.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And that gold tape on those legs
And then,
as well.
you put some, updated accessories on it. And then again, we did the gold feet on the bottom.
I need to get some
And
of that
I
tape.
think that really dressed it up.
Okay, so I have tons of silver pieces. I know a lot of my friends do. And instead of keeping them wrapped in cloth and things like that, use them.
Right.
But use them in a different way.
Right. I mean, I think we've all seen these laying in people's homes. And, they were originally designed for, you'd have people over for tea or coffee. And we don't do that as much anymore. But what I like to do, as you know, is repurpose things. So what I suggest is take your existing tea service, your coffee service, and then you guys can do this. Just pop in a hydrangea in the teapot. And Derek, if you want to just pop these daffodils, or these can go into the coffee pot right here.
Right here.
Here, I'm going to step around you, Courtney.
Yeah. And so you're going to use them as vessels and vases, and then all of a sudden you've turned maybe something that you didn't use every day into a focal piece. This is one of my favorites. This is just an ice bucket. I think everybody, has seen these. I got this at an estate sale. And this is what I call, kind of grocery store to fancy flower shop.
Right.
So, you've seen these everywhere. You take out the little foil and then just pop it in.
You are kidding.
And there you go.
I mean, talk about an update.
Some very fancy looking flowers. A very clever tip. Before you go, though, something that's also very clever, paint samples. Sometimes people will get those miniature samples at the store, but they're still messy to paint at home. You have a new way of doing it.
Right. Well, this is another trend for 2020, and you're going to see this a lot. I'm sure everybody has done this. You go to the paint store, you buy the quart of paint just to test it, and now a company is making these where all you do, seriously, is you order the color you want.
It's incredible.
And here, all you do is just peel it off.
I picked this one because this is my kitchen cabinets at home, Dorian Gray.
They're really, and this is not like a laser jet color. This is actual 2 coats of flat paint.
So they have painted the paint onto these stick-ons.
Yes.
So you get a realistic version of what it would look like
and they're
on your wall.
repositionable, so you can put them on your wall. They're labeled, so you know what color it is, and you don't have to deal with the paint can anymore.
Genius.
Very quickly, where do we find them? What are they called?
Online, Sample Eyes.
Sample Eyes. Paul Brockman, thank you so much. We will be sharing Paul's design trends on our website.